Hey everybody, welcome back to my Zero Carb Life. I'm Kelly Hogan and I'm joined by truly one of my dearest friends. This is Karen Miles. Now I have to tell you how we met. I love Karen and I feel like we've known each other forever, but at this point it's been a year and a half.
Yeah, a little more. Yep.
Okay. So we
Good.
first like a couple comments on Facebook here and there, like on carnivore pages. So I knew the name, and then I was looking for some people to share like happy carnivore news. We did that episode together, and Karen said, "Well, I'll do it." So Karen shared her story. If y'all missed it, you've got to go hear how Karen like changed her entire health. You've lost how much weight? I know part of it was like really low carb, keto, carnivore, but all together.
Total of 65 pounds altogether.
65 pounds. The main thing that struck me in our chat, I just remember she was so happy, and she was talking about her ankle, how used to be struggling to go up and down steps, and then she's your PE teacher, Karen's PE teacher. If you ever take my advice to follow anyone on Instagram, follow Karen, because she does recipes like these what do you call it, kitchen cabinet videos.
Yep.
Yes. And she shows cooking with her grandkids, but then also she's just active. She's busy, y'all. She outruns me on everything. All right, so we had this friendship that fostered, and then Karen invited me to come to New Jersey for a meetup, and I did that. That was it June or July, Karen?
It was July.
July. All right, so I went up there. I roomed with Karen and our now mutual friend Jackie. We had a ball, and now we're soulmates. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah. It's good. Love it. Love you.
And we don't just like talk once a month. It's very rare that we miss a day.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, very rare. Okay, so the two of us, everybody, we have been studying this book by James Clear called Atomic Habits. It has nothing to do with carnivore, right?
No, nothing. Nothing.
So I told you, I said, I've been listening to this and I think it would be really easy to make this all about carnivore. Okay.
And I was going to go to Chicago, and I said, I'm going to put the audiobook on. And I had a 2-hour drive and listened to it on the way there, and then part of the way back. And I listened to it a lot going to school. So I got a lot of the audio and listened to some YouTube information on it too.
Karen, you've now been carnivore 20 months?
20 months. 20 months.
Okay. And when you set out to make a change, like that's a huge step. But James Clear says that what people usually do is we have this general idea like, I want to lose weight. You know, it's like this fuzzy, feel good kind of idea, vague, right? And people do that all the time.
All the time.
I mean, who doesn't wake up in the morning and think, I'd like to be more whatever, either fitter, stronger, smarter. We all like to be all these ideas, these vague ideas. But then what do we do about it? Nothing. Okay. So he says people think they lack motivation. What we really lack is clarity. I was like, I'm skeptical here because I think I know what I want. And he says, yeah, you know the finish line. You know what you want at the end. He doesn't need clarity on that. We all know we want the finish line to be like people who want to write, they want to be New York Times bestsellers. People who want to go on a diet plan, they want to be a size 4 or 6, right? Like we know what we want, the finish line. But then he says, but you're lacking clarity on exactly where to start. So I recently started a calendar. I started doing this with my coaching people and with myself because right now, you know what I've given up for this month, right?
Right. Yep.
Dairy. Dairy is hard for me. I've done it before and I'm not committing to a lifetime without dairy, but I just needed a break. I was overdoing it. So I have written on here a very specific starting line goal. It is a commitment, and it says, my commitment, I will not have any dairy this month, September. Specific. Have you ever utilized this, Karen, where you pick a specific targeted goal?
I have in the past, like in January, I did no dairy. And that has been great for me because I've somewhat continued it, not 100%. Like I said, I'm going to do a Super Bowl Sunday. So I did it a couple times in February, but the whole month of January I did without. And it's helped me this rest of the year. I don't do that much dairy. I'll do it on a special treat, but I was doing it every day and I do not now. I was doing the heavy whipping cream. I no longer do that. Now I did the egg yolk and froth it. But now I just froth my hot black coffee, and it makes it frothy for a few minutes, and I'm happy. I might do it again. But no, correct. I've given up that. Right now, I'm giving up my phone 30 minutes before I go to bed. So I'm trying to go to bed by 10:15. That's one of the things I'm really pushing, 10:15. So by 9:45, I don't use my phone. And that's big for me.
That is big, because you and I normally message well past that. Yes. And I have noticed I'm more lonely now at about 10:15. Where's Karen? Okay. So Karen has picked a very, very specific goal. I will be in bed by 10:15, put the phone away by 9:45. Folks at home, if you're wanting to make a change, make it a concise, not vague and fuzzy, a concise and clear expectation of what you're going to do. Make it a commitment. I know for me, when I start something new, and most people are like motivated, we're pumped, the excitement, right? And then that feeling, it is a feeling, and it wears off almost always. And that is normal. But I think what most people feel is, I've lost my motivation, and therefore crash and burn. That's what happens.
I screwed up. I'm done.
Yes. When the feeling is gone. I know that feelings do matter. But in this case, on this, my feelings on any one of these days does not play a part. And I'll tell you, I have been very not motivated the last few days, Karen, because I haven't felt good. I'm tired, and I want some heavy cream right now. I want it. I'm not motivated. I'm not pumped. I'm not excited. But I'm committed. And I think if people start, I've told my coaching groups this month, I do not need you to be motivated at all. I just need you to be clear on what you're going to do, to know why you're doing it. And then even when you lose sight of that, do it anyway, because you've committed.
You said you would. You said you would.
Because you said you would. Yes. How long have you been married, Karen?
It'll be 39 years in November, a couple months. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And so every single morning for 39 years, y'all, Karen has woken up and looked at that man and be like, yes, I'm so excited to be married today. I feel it. I'm feeling. No. That's not how marriage is. Like, there's a reason you make a promise to stay with this person.
Just like this. Just like we said, we're going to eat the meat. We're going to eat the meat. Another thing I've been doing the last few months, I've been journaling, and I've been writing my stuff down, and that's my commitment. I'll check in myself. How'd you do? Did I get in bed in time? Did I eat the foods I said? I started the lean, fat days with you back in, what was it, May? And I wrote right on the top, I wrote the date, and if I weighed myself, what I weighed. And if it's a lean or fat day, I would write that. That's a top line. And that kept me kind of motivated. Oh, is it a fat day or a lean day? I knew it was in my head, but I wrote it down. So it kept me in track. And sometimes I'd have 3 lean days in a row. So it helped me to, keep track and writing things down, like you said.
All right. I want to know if this part stood out to you. At first, I thought this was odd because, I'm really big, and you are too, on positivity. Well, this exercise that he has people do at the start of making a challenge is so negative. And I don't know if you've heard this part. Okay. It's called the failure premortem. And he said that when you're setting out on a goal or a commitment to something, imagine that at the end of the month, if that's what you're committing to, or 60 days, whatever it is, let's say 30 for now. At the end of the 30 days, imagine all of the ways you could have failed. You remember that?
Yep. Yes. And then you're supposed to think it through how you can improve yourself and not fail. You got to talk your way through it. How, you failed, but you really didn't, because it's just thinking you did, and you got to fix it. So you're fixing your mistakes ahead of time. Right.
Plan your way out of this mistake that hasn't happened yet.
Right.
But could. Yet. And I like that. So if you have said, I'm going to eat only animal products for 30 days, which I think is an amazing goal. If any of you have not done that yet, think about it. But animal products, 30 days, what could possibly throw you from that commitment? So you might think, oh, what if I go to a party and there's nothing else to eat? Well, that's a problem. Let's plan for it. Let's take some meat. Let's take some purse bacon, Karen. Right?
I know.
And
Or a bag of meat. A bag
of meat. That's right, Karen, and your bag of meats.
I tell you, you're getting ahead of yourself by planning to go out to eat. How about having food in your house to cook?
Yes.
Or have it in your fridge ready to eat, baby. Yep. Like I made chicken bars for me, a little bit of Fitz chicken bars, the pounds. And I also made a bunch of pork chops on the grill. My husband doesn't want the ground chicken like I eat it. So I made him pork chops, but there's extra for me. So I know there's extra for me when I come home from kayaking tomorrow night at 6:30 or 7 o'clock, that I have some pork chops to eat and I know they're there. So plan ahead.
Having a plan for anything that could come up. Anything. Go ahead and think, yeah, well, what if I'm hospitalized? All right, let's make a plan. You can plan ahead of time, but in the heat of a moment, that's when people are like, oh, I haven't thought about this. That's a reason to break a commitment right there. No, we're not going to have a reason. There won't be a reason because you've thought of everything. In general, I think it's a horrible idea to plan to fail, but only I tell people for this one little, say, 10-minute exercise.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's a really good idea for sure. Plan to fail and think ahead what you can do to help yourself out. I'm going away this weekend and I'm thinking ahead of time, I'm going to have to bring some extra meat with me because I'm going to stay in a hotel and
a bag of meat or some carnivore. Karen and I shared a lot of carnivore crisps together while we were in New Jersey. Easy to take those with us. All right. Another thought that he had was sometimes if you pair an unpleasant activity with a pleasant one, it can be helpful. So for me, if my goal were to go to the gym, which I don't actually go to the gym, but I am working on this to failure thing. I'm struggling. Our friend Jackie is killing it. And she is like, oh my gosh, she looks like she's actually going to failure. All right, I'm trying. I'm doing better than I was before. I am making progress. If y'all at home don't know what I'm talking about, it was with Brian Sanders a few episodes back. But if I pair that very challenging activity of doing push-ups to failure with something I actually really love, like watching TV with James, spending time with James, paired with something I don't actually enjoy, push-ups, pull-ups, squats, it makes it, more pleasant.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. The idea of this calendar also came from Atomic Habits. You see all these little X's every day that I accomplish, or not accomplish a goal. No, every day that I follow through on the exact thing that I said I would do. Mm-hmm. Okay. No mystery here. I'm just doing what I said I would. I mark it off on the calendar. Karen, I would have never thought that this would do anything for me at all. When I read it in the book, he said it will stimulate the reward sensor in your brain. I was like, no, it won't. Now, how is that rewarding? It's an X on a piece of paper. Right. Oh, it does something. When you're little and you get your gold stars lined up and you're like, okay. And I've told my group people, if you would rather put a sticker, a gold star, do it in glitter, draw a picture, whatever you need to do to make yourself. Yeah. But most of them say just the action of.
Yeah.
Good, man. I save it
off. That's right.
Just marking them off. And do you remember what he said about a vote, the voting thing? How it's casting votes. Okay, that's all right. Casting votes in favor of the person that you have decided you want to be. So this is the finish line, right? This finish line goal, whether you like writing and want to be the #1 bestseller. Okay, that's finish line. We're working on all the starting line stuff. But he says that every time you put an X saying, I have done the work for that day, I've stuck to the commitment, it is a vote cast in favor that you are becoming that person.
Yes, you are becoming that carnivore. You are becoming the writer. You are becoming the cyclist because you're biking every day. You are becoming, right, exactly. So I call myself a carnivore. I don't just not a whatever. I'm a carnivore. My granddaughter says, you're a carnivore. She tells me I'm a carnivore. She's proud that I'm a carnivore. It's what the heck? What am I? I'm a teacher. I'm a mom. I'm a grandmother. Right. I like to play sports. I like to be active. And I'm a carnivore. That's on my list. kind of a fun little
Yes.
thing.
But if you had said that on day 2, you wouldn't have really bought that. You didn't
to do.
identify as a carnivore. You were a person struggling to break addiction on day 2, right?
Right. Right.
On day 2, you were just putting in the effort. You're putting in the struggle. And that's where it stays for a really long time. I tell people you might need you might need them for weeks, it might be months.
Actually, day
yeah.
three, I had a change. Day 3, my ankle was killing me for 3 weeks. It was inflamed. It was after Thanksgiving, and I was eating some extra keto stuff that I shouldn't be eating over the holidays. Thanksgiving, we had visitors, and I had a little bit of other stuff that was not low carb either. I was keto at this time, keto. And my ankle was inflamed. I couldn't even walk. It was killing me. 3 days after eating carnivore, 3 days, my ankle was like 95% better. 4 days, 5 days, I was completely better. I couldn't believe it. And that inflammation, I saw my ankle go like this. Boop,
Oh my gosh.
and I could walk 3 days. So that's why I love this so much for my inflammation. I'll be 62 in a month, in less than a month. And I feel great and I'm active. I just played soccer with my kindergarten through 5th graders all day today. And I'm thinking, don't get hurt. You have a big thing coming this weekend. Don't get hurt. But yeah, I can move and do things. And that's why I love, this is my why for carnivore, my inflammation in my joints. I'm not in pain.
I doubt there are many women in their 60s who can say that they're without medication, that they feel good enough to play soccer. And you kayak and you bike. And I don't mean like up the street. You recently did, what was it, like 40-mile bike ride?
No, I didn't. I think it was 33. I think it ends up being. We didn't do 40. We didn't do 40. I failed. I didn't check it out.
Okay.
No, I wanted to do 40, but I think 33 or so.
33.
Yeah.
Well, you loser, you.
I get to check my mark. No, it's okay.
33 is amazing.
Thank you.
All right. So Karen only took a few days to identify as a carnivore because she felt such amazing changes. It might take some of you at home, it might take much longer than that. It might mean that it is a flat out chore to earn these X's for a while. And that's okay. The X's count, whether they were easy to earn or hard to earn, they count just as much as a vote. He says what the idea is that you no longer have to try to be something. And this is what really registered with me, and I'm sure for you too. I do not wake up and think, okay, I'm going to try to be carnivore today. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be carnivore. Right. I don't, but I did. We all did at one point. And then something happens where you become the lion, right? and it's like, it's effortless. And it's partly because you've broken up with addiction, but it's also because you've put in the daily practice that your brain then eventually realizes you are that person. And so you're not acting. You know how people say fake it till you make it. I never really understood that phrase, but this book sort of brought it home because you kind of are faking being a carnivore for a while. It's how it feels, right? Like, but gosh, I miss carbs, but okay, I'll do this thing because I said I would. And then at some point you make it. You're like, because I am. It's natural. And that's the goal. That's where I would love for everybody to get, whether it's carnivore or becoming a writer. You write every day for an hour until it just becomes natural, or you exercise every day until you become an exerciser. You become into fitness. That would take a lot of work for me. That is a stretch. But now I don't have to think so hard about, okay, I'm going to go do my push-ups. It's my routine. Yeah.
That's like when I cook something in my air fryer. I'll do squats. I'll do push-ups against my kitchen counter. I'll do jabs that you and I did at the Carnivore Doctor's house. And I associate that air fryer and those exercises.
Well, that's kind of a positive pairing. You're getting something done, and ding, when it's done, you get food from the magical meat drawer.
Right. And that's what he says, piggyback things together that will help you take it to the next level. I'll do my squats and my jabs and my push-ups while I'm cooking my food, like you said. And the final result, I get my food, plus I get a little bit of a workout. Am I sweating bullets when I'm doing that? No, but it's still better than nothing. Looking at my phone or doing whatever, wiping the kitchen counter. It's better than just not moving your body. But having the food you need in your house is huge.
Yeah. So making it a habit to just buy the meat. I
Right.
will have at least 2 pounds of meat in my house cooked and ready to go every day. That's a
Right.
pretty big step right there.
Before I go to bed at night, I know I have my food packed for the next day. It's ready to go in my glass container. Every now and then a bag, but usually my glass containers. And my fork is in my container, and my napkins, and my Redmond's real salt. Everything is there. Everything is there, ready to go. I just throw it in the morning. I just throw the food in and I'm good to go.
Another point that James Clear makes is you got to set the stage, baby. If you want to lift weights, you better put them around your room. If you want to become a guitarist, put the guitar in the middle of your living room. If you want to be a carnivore, exactly what Karen's saying. Be prepared. Have a fridge full of meat. Clear out the junk. If you're wanting to work out more, put your clothes, lay them out. Set the scene for success.
Another good way to get active and have something to motivate you is carnivore doctor, Dr. Lisa Wiedemann. She has people doing that step it. And there's like 100 people plus even doing it every month. And most of them are carnivores in our community doing it, rocking it. I think they pay like $40 a month. And if they walk, say 100 people are in it and some people drop out, your $40 at the end of the month might end up, I don't know, $42.52. I don't know exactly. It doesn't matter about that money, the money, but it matters that it gets you out. I have a bunch of friends that are doing it now, and they're out walking. This past winter, I would say, did you get your 15 minutes in outdoors? I would ask people that. For me, I didn't go out just 15 minutes. I'm out there. I'm going to go out for 20, 25, a half an hour or more. But 15 minutes, you can do 15 minutes. That's not that long. So there's different things out there to motivate you. Check out that Step It if you haven't yet. You guys like to walk. Or if you don't like to walk, it'll get you walking.
Yeah. And you're guaranteed, as long as you stick to the commitment of X number of steps per day, it's not betting. You get your money back. All you have to do is do what you said you would do. Like, I'm not into gambling. It's not a gamble. You say you'll do it, you do it, you get your money back. And if other people don't do what they said they do, you get more than your money back. And that's pretty cool. Most of us will get up and do some steps if we think we're going to lose $40 over it. I know I would.
Exactly. Me too. Me too. Oh, one time, Kelly, we had a squat challenge, her class and my class. I know she does 9 classes a day. She does 10 squats. So in each class, I know she did 90, and I had to beat her and do more than that numerous times. I had to do that competition. I had my whole class doing it. They sent her the video.
It's so fun. It's fun. So this brings up another point. Get someone for accountability. An accountability partner sounds so cheesy, but I've got one. It's Karen, and everybody that's in my coaching groups. We use each other for accountability, because if you have this calendar, but you don't tell anyone about it, we'd like to think that we're going to keep doing our commitment. We are so much more likely, unfortunately, I think humans are more likely to lie to ourselves than we are to other people. We're not liars. We're not going to lie to other people. If I tell somebody something, it's the truth. But, sometimes to my own self, I'll be like, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. But then it's like, I don't feel like it. Tell somebody. You've got to have someone to be accountable to. Somebody like Karen will say, have you done your sprint today? Have you done your squats? And it's not out of being bossy. It's because she knows I want this for myself. And I know that she wants, so we talk about the lean, fat thing that we did together. We talked about it for a while every day, because we were just checking in to see how it was going and also holding each other accountable. Oh, look, me and my accountability partner, it's not required, y'all, that you have matching BFF cow necklaces. But flip yours over, Karen.
Oh, sorry.
There it goes. There we go. I'm just saying, it doesn't hurt to have matching BFF cow necklaces.
Sure.
You are the only other person that has ever worn the hat.
Oh, the hat.
The hat. It's the Kel hat and my official meetup hat. And I don't know why it is. It just is, but Karen has worn it. That's how much I love her.
And the author James talks about finding your tribe. And we talk about that in the carnivore world. Find your tribe. I told you I'm in the steak and butter gang, and I've met a group of people. There's 10 of us that we do a private little chat every day. We check in with each other, and 6 of the 10 of us went to the New Jersey meetup.
It's beautiful.
It is wonderful. So there's people out there, find people to connect with.
All right. Speaking about tribe, Dr. Joan Ifland, I talked about her on my stories the other day. She wrote this book called Processed Food Addiction, and she was sharing research on a podcast the other day that if you are a part of a tribe, it was more likely that you will stick with something and succeed. This is why things like AA are so successful, is you've got a group. It's partly the accountability piece, but she says there's also the mentality of my tribe doesn't do that.
Yes.
My tribe doesn't eat that. My people eat meat. Now, some people would say, well, that's tribalism. We don't want any part of that. Okay. If it doesn't make you happy, don't do it. It makes me happy. I like knowing that I have people that are out there. I'm not a loner doing this weird thing, that there's Karen and Jackie and Bella and Sarah. There's so many amazing carnivores out there that eat just like I do. And you hear the phrase representation matters, and it's like, ha ha, that's sort of funny. No, I think representation might actually matter.
Absolutely. Yes. I don't know if I could have done this without a tribe. I did low carb about, 13 years ago, and I lost like 40 pounds and hurt my knee running. I shouldn't have been running, but I did, and I gained it all back. I'm not gaining this back. But anyway, I was on like some blogs. I know you talk about blogs, but that's not like this Instagram and all these YouTubes. I listen to YouTubes all the time. I put a YouTube on and go biking, and instead of going 3 miles, I'll go 6 or 10 around my town, out in the country. But anyway, I put a YouTube on, or 2 or 3, and I just go bike and listen and listen and listen. I flood my brain with this carnivore stuff, and it really helps me a lot. It really does.
Yeah, she talks a lot about the brain and how whatever it is that you are inundating yourself with, just looking at food commercials on TV, there's a reason they spend millions and millions, billions of dollars on these commercials, is because you see it and you want it. And what you're watching all day long, your brain starts to crave it. In fact, she talks about neurons called mirror neurons that cause us to want to mirror what we're around. So whatever that you have set up as your tribe and that you identify as your people, your brain literally will want to mirror that. She said that originally it was probably because like survival, that we wanted to be in a group, and that if you really deviated from the group and went out by yourself, somebody like this guy would just eat you. So for survival reasons, we are pack animals. We like to have our pack, and we want to mirror the people around us. So be careful what you're looking at.
Absolutely.
Did you grow up with the little song, or ever sing it with your kids? Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. Oh, yes. Be careful. Yes.
Yep.
Be careful, little ears, what you hear. Be careful, little, what else does it say? Well, it should be careful, little mouth, what you eat.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I don't think that was part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for singing. We want you to sing to us more, music teacher, by the way.
Just not today. Struggling today, Karen. Voice is shot. Okay. 7 music classes today. You did give me credit for 9 earlier, but 7.
Okay.
I usually get 60 to 70 squats per day, but I feel like 7 classes is enough. That's
a lot. I have 8 40-minute classes, so that's okay.
So for people who think, I have a busy job, we're working. We are full-time carnivores in that we do it all the time. But like, carnivore is not our day job. It's not what we're getting paid to do. Like, we have a life. We're teaching all day. You've got grandkids you keep. If we can get into this mindset of every day, I am going to do this thing that I've committed to until it becomes second nature, then you can go out and still have a life and eat the way you want to eat, or work out the way you want to work out, or do whatever it is that the goals are. And the point, of course, is not to just earn these X's to make your accountability partner happy. The point is to live the life that you really want to be living, feeling the way you really want to be feeling, and being who you really want to be being. Right?
Right.
And I see that in Karen all the time. I did not know you prior to Carnivore, but I've seen pictures and you've talked about how you felt. Now, I know from talking to Karen that she has always been had a good disposition. This is not a total like 180 from how Karen always, this is you, right?
Right.
But the person that she wanted to be was an active person who could go out and play with grandkids, and you can be that person now, right?
I did it before, all those things, but I did it with pain.
Yeah, okay.
I went on big bike rides. I kayak, but it was more work, and this is not work now. And my body, I can handle it better, and that's what I love. It's not losing weight; it's the other things that I've gotten out of this. Better sleep, and just the inflammation is my number one reason of being carnivore. Yeah, that's
Carnivore. If y'all are looking for to know Karen better, I'm going to link to the time that you went on MeatRx. Excellent. And it would be a really good one for beginners too, because it did talk about a little bit of your struggle, like transitioning and being around the grandkids with their fruit and how that was sometimes hard. We know, yeah, still is. We know that this isn't like, ta-da, this is a breeze. But we also know that it doesn't stay like nail biting, trying to earn those X's every day forever, that eventually it just sort of becomes who you are. I'm going to link also to the book Atomic Habits if anybody is interested in hearing more about it. I thought it was fascinating. And also to Joan Ifland. If anyone is looking for a tribe, an accountability group, somebody to set goals with, there are so many awesome coaches out there. I am doing it, but I only started in June. And there are people Bella's been running groups since January, right? And you've been with her, I think, since January.
The whole time.
I will link to several coaches down below. I do really small groups, Karen, and they fill up, and it's not because I'm trying to be like exclusive. It's because that's just my calling. I feel called to do small groups. That's my passion. That is not everybody's. And thank goodness, right? Because if everybody decided to do either one-on-one or tiny groups, there wouldn't be enough help for everybody. So I am glad to link to as much help as people can get, because there's plenty to go around, and heavens knows, look around, there's enough people that need it, right?
There are a lot of people that need help.
Yes.
Right. And that Instagram is so cool. I just never knew you could talk to people. I send you a message and you message me back. On Facebook, just somebody put something in and people comment. But to talk to these people on Instagram and they talk back to you, people from around the world, I just think Instagram is so much fun to be able to talk to people. And I'm so blessed I found you, Kelly. Love you.
Oh my gosh. Same to you. Seriously. Sometimes we say somebody's a friend. A friend is like, no, you are a true dear friend. Thank you for coming on to talk about this book with me. All right. I'll talk to you very soon, Karen. Bye.
Bye.
Just kidding. This will not be in the video. No one will see this.
Oh, of course not.
In fact, that episode.
Sure.
All right. What do I always say? Oh, here we go. Hey, everybody. I'm Kelly Hogan. Nope, that ain't it.
I'll take.
That's not it.
I am hot.
Okay. Do whatever you need to right now.
I'm going to turn on the fan.
Yep. All right.
All right, hold on. Let me put this down. Okay.
You do what you gotta do.
What are you doing?
Look how long this belt is.
Wow.
That's after it is wrapped around me. Why? So what I've done is I keep taking it and sticking it in behind, and then it comes out and it starts hanging. Stop with the belt.
I'm like, does she have a microphone on back there? I doubt.
No. It's me fooling around with this new dress. It's first time wearing it. I got to work into it.
Right. It's very nice. The color's great.
Thank you. Remember that story I was sharing the other day? You even watch my stories, Karen? Just
Who
kidding.
are you? Who are Kelly Hogan? Who?
Well, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. That went well.
Oh, I feel good about that.